Okay, I can already think of a horrible one we could try doing today. Pretend to rescue her, and then if the narrator tries to take over, we stab her to death.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. A warning. She will lie. We're not going to go through with this, right? Ignore him.
Just thinking about that is kind of painful because the damsel version is so nice to us and kind of helpless, and we're just gonna take full advantage of that. There are no lights in this cabin. There's no lights anywhere.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The blade is your implement.
This is a very dangerous way to put the knife. Why is it just half hanging off the edge like that? That's really dangerous. Don't take it.
The door to the basement creaks open. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
This power is honestly kind of crazy. The fact that these changes are just happening very slowly, subtly, no obvious visual sign.
It's hypnotizing. Don't let it fool you.
Oh, I wonder what difference this makes. If I know it's a lie, versus I don't think I'm lying. I might mess it up, but I'm here to save you!
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever.
I see. You're trying to get her to lower her guard. It's a gamble, but it might work.
But we know. We're aware it's a lie.
Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She's beautiful. I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot right.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever. I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
You were lying when you said you were here to rescue her, but regardless of your intentions, breaking her out of those chains would be a big mistake. Don't even try it.
I'll see what I can do.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing.
I lied about lying, apparently.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day.
And if there isn't a key, do you have any other ideas? Oh, yeah, she does.
Maybe there's some way to break the chains? Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free.
I don't know. Normally I would agree, but trying to cut yourself out actually comes with stuff like pain, but I don't know why we don't seem to feel these things. At least she doesn't.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. Is someone else here?
Try?
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
You
make your way to the bottom of the stairs. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
We just went through this in a more threatening tone, so it's really obvious that, oh yeah, it's like the same stuff, but the tone is just completely a whole other thing.
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth as she rips her flesh from her bone. A sound. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now.
Should I do it now? Or wait till she turns her back on me? She's still trying to chew through herself right now.
Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
Save her.
Fine. Against your better judgment, you cut into her flesh. The blade
I don't
want to
see this.
And it takes little... Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit.
That got through a bone.
She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Yeah, that part, I don't even know, man, because if she's reacting to me wanting her to be a damsel, I guess an ideal damsel doesn't complain about pain?
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too... As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
I'm so sorry.
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
I'm a quick savior just in case.
What are you doing?
I'm sorry.
Okay, there's no going back now. I'm with you to the end.
This is very schizophrenic. I haven't even made up my own mind. I'm just doing all sorts of things that have no logic, like a consistent character logic to it.
You bring the blade down to strike at the princess's heart. But she's fast.
Oh.
She ducks to the floor, your blade narrowly grazing her backside. Slaying her won't be easy now that she's free.
Oh, I thought she would be... she's nimble.
We could have gotten out of here together. Were you just lying to me this whole time?
Oh, I guess the changes... Yeah, the change in tone, the change in voice. She's already reacting to me.
I don't know what's come over you, but if I have to kill you, then I'll kill you. Do you think I need both of my arms to do that?
She pounces on you with the same animal ferocity she used to tear through her arm.
Oh.
But you have a weapon. You raise the blade, digging it under her ribs, aiming directly for the heart. It's not enough to stop her. You feel her claws in your throat, then her teeth, somehow sharp enough to pull apart your flesh and sinew with ease.
This is so sad. We're just hurting each other over and over again. The narrator describes it as claws. Is it just long nails because she's been here too long, or is it like actual animal claws? Probably a little bit more inclined to think the latter, because we think she's an evil monster now. Yeah, even her teeth are very canine-like.
You collapse to the floor, your body unresponsive as your blood pools on the ground beneath you. If we're lucky, the wound you managed to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place. If we're very lucky, it will kill her before she can reach the outside world.
I'm sorry, I thought that was a old line. Hold up. We've seen this cutscene before, but not with the same kind of text. Yeah, your body unresponsive as your blood pools on the ground beneath you. She stares down at your ravished form, eyes shining in the darkness, dress stained in red, as her blood and yours both seep into the fabric. Last time this is how we got to the beast, I think. But she wasn't dying at that time.
It can't just end like this, right? As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. I'm sorry, but it's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
It's not skippable. Oh! Oh, we don't have good connotations with this word usually.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her.
Who do we have joining us today? I wonder. But I already slew the princess. Sure, she also killed me, but I definitely got her. Why am I here again?
I can assure you that you didn't slay her, and that if he doesn't remember what happened, then brilliant. We need to keep our cards close to our chest, and I'm not sure we can trust him.
Welcome back.
You know I can hear you, right? Did I say I'm not sure we can trust him? Slip of the tongue, bit of the old brain fog. I meant to say that we should probably head over to the cabin and slay that princess. We already know we can't trust her, so let's get on with the show.
Yeah, I guess betraying her like that would definitely make you an opportunist. Or just plain crazy. Okay.
A warning. She will lie. Don't worry. You can trust us to get the job done.
Are we expecting a traditional sort of witch appearance with the hook nose and the pointy hat and the black cat? Well, now that I've thought it, it's gonna turn out like that. Good thing I'm just a voice in this dude's head.
The interior of the cabin is a mess of twisted roots. The walls a chaotic weave of knotted wood that, almost as if by accident, just happened to resemble a room. The floor is damp and earthy, and the only furniture of note is a slab of mud in the shape of a shelf, with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I feel like so far my tendency to take the blade is pretty high in the second chapter. But new stuff could happen if we don't take it. I'll take it though. I'll take it.
You take the blade from the shelf. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
This is a witch's home. In the woods.
Well, if we're grabbing a weapon, we should probably keep it hidden behind our backs. She doesn't have to know we have it.
Yeah.
That's not actually a bad idea.
But she's gonna recognize us. Touch the mirror this time.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
I'm not sure what this whole mirror stuff is all about. There's gotta be a meaning to it.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
Opportunist didn't say anything about the mirror, because there's no opportunity to be.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the muddy earth below. The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair. The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below. It shines in the darkness like some kind of massive maw waiting to swallow you up into the earth.
Starlight.
The air smells of dirt and copper. It's thick and wet, as if your lungs are being coated in mud with each intake of breath. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice skitters up from below.
Will it be like a traditional witchy voice?
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite.
But what happened to her last time though? If we're lucky, she would have died before she made it out. Well, she couldn't have gone out because I died. So she was armless and just died in the cabin. Hello.
I recognize that voice as easily as I recognized your nervous little footsteps coming up the path. I know who you are, and I remember what you've done.
She must have you confused with someone else.
You wish.
She seems friendly enough. Maybe we can talk our way out of this whole situation. You can't. Unless you slay her right away, she's going to break free and end the world. There's no reasoning with what she is. Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any big decisions?
Not everybody has something worth saying. Your way of making decisions takes it takes time. And that's not something we always have.
Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk? You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with the princess. Fine. You're the boss. Thank you.
Oh, wow.
You descend the basement steps, entering the dark room below. You can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright and glaring from amid the thick roots.
Not quite the beast that we saw last time, but it's still kind of feral, living in the woods.
And there you are, one hand tucked away behind your back, gripping that sharp, sharp blade, no doubt.
Wait, she is beast-like. Look at her leg, and she's got a tail. But a more humanoid beast.
That's no fair. How would she know that?
Do those powers work in reverse?
So, we've dropped the pretenses. Good.
You made a comment back in the woods about having been here before. And now she's acting like the two of you already know each other. Oh, no. You've already been here, haven't you?
Not in this cabin.
That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out? Call it deductive reasoning. Well, you seem to be great at it. So, you really don't remember us, do you? No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it. I won't waste time fighting you on something that's clearly true.
This is, if you got this early on, this would be a pretty big hint.
I'm just glad we could put all this behind us. Is it all behind us? Just focus on the task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line right now, so I'd appreciate it if you would take this seriously and slay her.
My world. Not necessarily yours, just mine. I don't really care about the other stuff.
Let's chat her up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where everyone's happy.
Hey, there's no window here. Yeah, I was trying to figure out how come this one looks so different than the other ones.
Don't talk to her. You're just going to make things more difficult than they have to be.
But it's a little bit brighter towards the end of the tunnel, so maybe there's a hole above us.
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue.
Oh. Look, I know. Things got messy last time, but I think there's something bigger than both of us at work. We should team up.
I suppose you didn't come into my hovel of your own accord, did you? All right. I suppose I could team up. I need a way out after all, and unfortunately you're the only one I have.
That was easy.
Seems to me like she's offering a mutually beneficial arrangement. We should take it.
She has a very devilish expression on her.
Do you know what the word mutually means? Because it sounds to me like she's offering an arrangement that benefits her and her alone.
Give her the blade. Leave her in the basement. Just kill her. I'm sorry about last time.
Oh, smart. Let's apologize, get us back on the right foot.
Oh, you're sorry. Isn't that nice? You're such a gracious little monster.
Now we're both monsters.
If you're sorry, then let me out of here. Prove it.
I get the sense that you're not happy with me.
Is that a joke? Do you think a joke will charm my trust back? You'll have to try harder than that.
The princess will remember that. Probably made our relationship worse. Can't you get out of those on your own? Those chains didn't stop you last time.
Oh, of course. They're nothing to me.
The princess grins as the chains fall from her wrist.
Because I instilled the idea in her? Is it because I said it?
She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little... A woman after my own heart, really. She knows how to hold her cards close to her chest.
Was that always... I'm scared it's happening because I manifested it into reality. Oh god, we have to be careful. But I wanna, if it says explore, I wanna explore.
This is why she can't just be abandoned here. If left to her own devices, she'll find a way out. Now stop her.
She can't kill me. Why do I have a nagging feeling you're gonna stab me in the back if I help you out of here?
And why would I do such a thing? Is someone's guilty conscience getting to them? But I wouldn't worry. As much as I may hate you, letting you live is in my best interests. If you get me out of here, the only thing that will be dead and buried is the bad blood between us.
Oh, that nagging feeling you mentioned is me, by the way. I'm actually a little anxious about a potential backstabbing event.
I don't know if she knows that she has to keep me alive.
She needs us to get out of here. We'll be fine if that's what we decide to do. You won't be fine because destruction is in her nature. If she gets out of here, that's it for the world, remember?
Yeah, your world.
Even if that's true, that doesn't automatically mean she's gonna stab us in the back. I think that depends on your definition of words like stab and in the back. She might not literally do that, but she could very well symbolically do the same thing. See? He gets it. There's nothing wrong with looking out for number one.
You want to just leave? Leave her in the basement? I don't trust you. Not enough to free you, and definitely not enough to get close to you. I'm leaving. Bye.
Very pragmatic. That is why you're in charge.
Abandoning me, are you? Fine then. Run. Tuck your tail between your legs and scamper away. You might be able to escape me, but you can't escape from what you are and what you've done. If I don't take you, the wilds will.
You turn to leave, but as you do, there's a deep, guttural groan seemingly uttered by the walls themselves, followed by the creak of wood being stretched beyond its limits. The cabin starts to get smaller.
Is it gonna constrict me?
What the hell is going on? We're getting out of here and saving our skins. That's what's going on. As the roots that make up the walls of the cramped basement attempt to close in around you, instinct kicks in and you bolt upstairs. The steps are uneven and lively, creaking as they expand out of the dirt floor, the stairway growing smaller and smaller as you dart up towards the light. You manage to squeeze through the door just as the entrance seals itself shut behind you.
Oh, we made it.
The cabin is smaller than it was before, and it's getting even smaller. And that's fine.
Oh, sorry.
We'll just leave. I'm sure you'd like to do that, but unfortunately there is no longer a front door. The roots have already closed over the only possible exit. What little light peeks through the holes that were once windows is growing weaker as the cabin continues to close in on itself. Shit. What do we do? As your mind races for an answer, you hear the princess's voice crackle up the stairs.
Do you hear that, you loathsome thing? Those are the roots of the wild, and they're coming to choke the breath from your lungs and squeeze the life out of you.
Oh, we're gonna die. Oh, this might go to the wilds then, maybe? We've seen the wilds before, that's when we were woods. Oh, we probably have limited time to ask these questions. What about you? They'll crush you just as easily as they'll crush me.
As long as you suffer while you die, I'll gladly suffer with you. Especially if I get to hear it happen.
I'll die second. I'll make sure to die second so you get no satisfaction out of it.
This doesn't help anyone. I can't believe she'd kill us both just to spite me.
This is human psychology. If I can't have something, you can't have it either. It's the same sort of psychology that makes everyone go against the narrator.
See? This is exactly why you were tasked to slay her, and why you shouldn't have left her in the basement. She's an antisocial monster who'll gladly burn the whole world for her satisfaction. The roots grow ever closer.
This is just like when we were in the bees and we had a limited amount of time to kill her.
We know. We can see them.
Why though? Why are you doing this?
Because it's in my nature. Just like you coming here to hurt me is in yours. It's who I am.
Does she realize she's changing because of me? Is there any sort of awareness of that?
That is extremely not us. We're just doing what we're told, and making the best out of a difficult situation. We didn't even try to kill her. We just left her here.
Yeah, you left her there because you're thinking she's dangerous and scary, so she's becoming dangerous and scary.
It's the same thing. It isn't. You feel something against your back. A thick root pushing its way into the cabin. An unstoppable, unyielding wall of bark. You're running out of time. Shit. What do we do? What do we do?
We're not animals. We're people. We can work this out. We can make things better.
But we are animals. We are. You're nothing but fear and instinct, and that's all I am, too. We don't have to make things better. We can't make things better. We're just meant to chase each other in the dark until one of us catches the other.
I'm so sad.
You slump to the floor as the roots continue to expand into the cabin. Ugh, we're never going to make something of ourselves with that attitude. At least she isn't going to make something of herself either. At first it's almost gentle, your body being lifted delicately off the ground as the floor shifts beneath you. But the cradle of the growing roots starts to feel suffocating, then unbearably tight, then that tightness gives way to bulging pressure as they begin to constrict. The sound of creaking wood is drowned out by the snaps and pops of your bones, pain flooding your senses as you feel your skin deform, being shaped unnaturally by the living cabin.
I feel pain. She doesn't for some reason.
The suffering is what you deserve, you hideous creature. Know as you die that you are hated. I hate you, and I'm glad to die horribly if it means you die with me. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Thanks, I guess.
The pressure is unfathomable. You can't breathe, your vision swimming with red, your head pounding with trapped blood. And then you pop. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Okay, we have seen the wild before, but I wonder if we could try something new here?
We are a path in the woods. His gaze pushes against our borders.
No, that's all wrong. You're not a path in the woods, you're on a path in the woods. Who's even saying that?
So it looks like multiple, sometimes doing completely different things might lead you to the same sort of chapter again. And last time we gazed into the terror. I wonder if we can try the other one. And don't separate, we just remain as one. Oh, Paranoid is here.
There's no reason to keep secrets. We tried leaving her in the basement, but she made the cabin come to life, and it crushed both of us into a fine paste. And now we're here, existing. And for what it's worth, I'm with him. This is nice.
If you're woods, you can photosynthesize. Just focus on taking in CO2, producing oxygen, living the life.
It was a fitting end. I'm sorry if it hurt, but doesn't this make it all seem so small?
I see. So the cabin ground you into paste, and now you're convinced you're stuck together. What a mess.
You're convinced you're stuck together. Interesting wording, because usually it wouldn't be such a thing, but we know that being convinced of something is a huge thing here. What a power. What a power.
He doesn't understand.
This thing watching us, what is he?
I'm not watching you, That's not an answer to our question.
I don't know what he is.
I do want that, but only because it's in your best interests. It's in everyone's best interests. You won't.
He wants us to kill each other.
I don't. I want you to kill her. She's the only one who poses a threat to the world, and she's trying to make you go along with it.
Do nothing. Why are you being nice to me? Don't you hate me? Don't we sort of hate each other?
We can't go back to that. We can't go back to the doubting and the hatred and the schemes. Not after being something as beautiful as this.
I didn't want to make you remember, I was just asking.
Doesn't all that conflict feel so far away right now? So
Spoken like, honestly, a real puppet master. Have we considered that maybe she's the one trying to trick us?
We're all victims here.
I'm not.
But there's a feeling, isn't there? That petty feeling she mentioned, it is fuzzy, but it's there. Almost like she still hates us. It feels mutual.
Well, we should. She should, because nothing good has come out of us interacting.
Please, stop. If you pay attention to that feeling, we'll fall apart.
Don't look at it!
You're very loud, Angry Princess. Someone forgot to normalize your audio.
She's trying to turn you away from the truth. There's something she doesn't want you to see. And I think you already know you have to look at it. Everyone's pulling in different directions, but that feeling doesn't have a motive, it just exists. Maybe we should look at it.
No. Bear. Last time it was terror in my heart, because we got devoured in a jungle by a beast princess. This time it's hatred. But no, we'll just bury it, now, before it's too late.
No, you can't bury that feeling. You can't hide from your past.
The past doesn't have to exist. Our freedom is within us. We just have to find it.
Turn inward and find your freedom. I am woods.
You fall inward, into a network of connections too vast for your mind to occupy. Are you a path in the woods? Are you a body? Can you even grasp the fuzziest edges of the shapes that confine you?
We can change to fill them together.
We don't need to be everywhere at once, just in the right place at the right time. You'd do best to remember that some wounds will never heal. Some rifts can never be mended. Even in rebirth, some things never come back the same. What is he going on about? What does he know about us? You aren't whole. You'll never be whole again. This struggle is meaningless. Whatever you think you're doing, you will fall apart.
We will be whole. We are coming back together, and there's nothing you can do to stop us.
We don't need to be made whole. All we need to do is find a single corner of his cage and break it.
There is a place you need to be. You just need to find it.
You stretch and search and stretch and search, growing as you decay and decaying as you grow. As you strain beyond your limits, the ground around you becomes dry and unstable and crumbles into nothing beneath you. This place will fall apart before you find its end. This task, whatever it is you think you're doing, is impossible. He wouldn't be trying to discourage us if that were true. That's right, I know a loser when I see one. Call his bluff.
It's the whole thing going back to the psychology of how people make decisions and interact with others again. I'm sorry, narrator, but it was a futile attempt. Since the start.
I can hold us together for a little while longer, so long as you trust me.
So I just realized that, you know how this hairiness is the symbol of the long quiet? The fact that the decision panel thingy has a section of the long quiet beneath it is probably, well, because we are the long quiet, that's why it's like that. I trust you.
You won't find anything. If I have to starve you, if I have to sacrifice my world to keep the princess at bay, I'll do it.
Oh, so this is kind of like us prematurely trying to break out before we gather enough princesses for Hansi. But you do find something. It's cold and smooth, and gently buckles, then cracks under the pressure of your consciousness, flattening against it.
Don't move an inch. Don't grow another blade of grass or harvest the remains of another dying creature so you can expand just that much further. Stop all of this, right now. I think it's too late for that, mate.
You know, that's an interesting point you bring up here. Don't grow another blade of grass. Do you really not want grass to grow? Crops to grow? What is this? Your world without death? How would it even look? People don't die, and then what? Overpopulation? Overpopulation? No food because stuff doesn't grow? Well, stuff might grow because life is still a thing, but death isn't. Evergreen crops? No seasonality? I can't even imagine what that kind of world would look like.
I'm at your side. Shatter it. and free us all.
Shatter the cage.
No, stop!
Oh, it's the grass growing. But his pleas disappear at the sound of breaking glass. For a moment, you and she gaze through the tiniest hole in the world at the place you need to be.
We found it. I knew it. I knew there was something he was keeping from us. Is that really all it took? A job well done, team. Just like I'd planned.
Is this what he kept from us? Is this why he made us kill each other?
Oh, this would have only made sense if you've seen the first ending that I did, or the only ending that I've done so far. The grass growing. You can't even tell what this is just looking through the hole. It looks like worms. But we're not strong enough yet. We're not strong enough to break through entirely.
It's beautiful.
And then it's gone.
Where did it go? Why is everything so cold?
Oh, what kind of princess are we giving here? She doesn't even have an avatar. Oh, she's gone. But you never get the chance to answer her. You turn to see her gone behind you. Memory returns.
She's gone. And there's that mirror again.
Let's go. You approach the mirror.
It's calling us. And not in a good way. If they think it's bad, I'm with them.
The voices feel small, distant, as you approach. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. You've withered. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. What's she even gonna look like? Oh, the vague lines of woods. You are at the cabin. Oh my god.
A growing chorus of contradiction. A mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new. And to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
Change. What do you think of this vessel?
This one is like a shadow of me, twisting vines in search of answers. She will make for a curious heart. Do not mourn her. She has found what she yearned for.
What did she yearn for? This is not even a person anymore. Probably one of the more uniquely shaped princesses we've created. And this is all, what, from my own imagination, basically? I gotta go.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Everything goes dark and you die. Okay, that was...
You're here.
Wow, that was... Yeah, even within chapter 3, the variations can turn things quite different, huh? There's a few more we can look at back here in chapter 2. We tried leaving. We can slay her. If we slay her... I'd like to be straightforward with my intentions. I didn't care for how you treated me last time, and I think you might be a danger to the world. I'm going to attack you now.
Do you think that being direct with your ill will frees you from its wickedness? Murder and betrayal are still murder and betrayal, whether you state your intentions or keep them hidden behind your back.
See, this is why we never tell people what we're actually thinking. She's just as mad, only now she's ready for us.
Oh, shoot, we're gonna die then.
Still, better a violent fool than a plotting coward. Better for me, I mean.
As you close the distance, readying your
Oh.
strike, she throws a fistful of dirt into your eyes.
Cunning.
You must have known I would be ready for you. Deep in your heart, you know the same things about me I know about you. We're both so very awful.
I imagine a non-cosmic horror-themed modern-day equivalent to what the hero and the princess have here is a abusive, toxic relationship.
As you brush the silt from your eyes, the princess tackles you, flattening you against the dirt floor.
We were always going to kill each other here, weren't we? I can't trust you, and you can't trust me, and those doubts spin and spin and spin into hate.
She buries her teeth deep into your chest, tearing at... Great, she's distracted! Stab her in the back! In for a penny, right? Why not? As the princess rips meat from bone, you plunge your weapon into her unprotected back.
This might be a variation on how we both die.
Ha, you bastard! Even face to face, you find a way to stab me in the back. I know you, and you're hideous, absolutely wretched. Just like me.
But it's another way that people are responding to the betrayal. It all stems from hurt. You know what they say, anger is a secondary emotion. It's because we've hurt her time and time again. Sometimes she's sad about it, sometimes she's angry about it.
Maybe we are the same. So what? Throw her off us. Kick her in the shins. We don't have to fight so dirty. Of course we do. Fighting clean won't help us win. It takes a wretch to know a wretch, and we're all at the bottom of the barrel here. There's no point in pretending otherwise. Are we? At the bottom of the barrel? We've got dirt in our eyes and a chunk of us chewed out. If that's not the bottom of the barrel, what is?
You guys talk like it's not your body.
No arguments here. You're doing great. Keep playing dirty if that's what it takes. But if we win, we won't be at the bottom anymore. We'll have climbed a little higher, and once we start climbing, well, who knows where we'll stop? You'll stop right here if you keep daydreaming. Don't let yourself get distracted thinking about what comes after. None of us ever said we stopped fighting. And what a low and vicious fight it is. Eyes gouged, skin scratched bloody, hair ripped and nails broken. Every rule there ever was in the book of honourable combat, both you and the princess have broken 12 times over.
Interestingly enough, both scenes in this section here have had this sort of comic book style, where I feel like I'm reading a book as opposed to actually experiencing it.
That's nice and all, but are we winning? Nobody's winning. I thought playing dirty was supposed to give you the upper hand, but I suppose that doesn't work if you both sink to the same lows. Still, at least you're not losing. The princess cackles maniacally as the fracas continues. But behind her cackle, you hear the low groan of warping wood.
Oh god.
Wait, what's going on? We're establishing a newer, better pecking order. No, the groaning thing. Why is the wood making noise? Who cares about the groan? It's just a sound. Things make sounds all the time. I care about the groan. Doesn't that mean something bad is happening? Oh, yes, well, I'm afraid that's the sound of the basement getting smaller.
Do you hear that, you pathetic wretch? Those are the roots of the wild, and they're coming to choke the breath from your lungs and squeeze the life out of you.
She's like a kitty here, like a cat.
Excuse me, what? You and the princess disengage for a brief moment, just long enough to get your bearings. Behind you, the basement door has been sealed over, thick roots barring your only exit from the dirt pit. And slowly, but very perceptibly, the roots are closing in on you both.
That's right. They're coming for you. And they won't stop until there's nothing left down here but them.
I think this is gonna go back to the wilds. Go out fighting!
You attack the princess once more, and once more the two of you fall into a vicious brawl. The basement continues to shrink as you fight, but neither of you pay it any more mind. Not until it's too late. The roots twist around you both, binding your limbs and rendering you helpless. As your fates close in, all you can do is watch her, and all she can do is watch you. At first it's almost gentle. The two of you lifted delicately off the ground, but the cradle of the growing roots soon gives way to tightness, and that tightness gives way to bulging pressure as they begin to constrict.
There is a romanticism in dying while we look into each other's eyes.
The sound of creaking wood is drowned out by the snaps and pops of your bones, pain flooding your senses as you feel your skin deform, being shaped unnaturally by the living basement. Tears well up in the princess's eyes, her own bones splintering and flesh swelling with trapped blood. but still she smiles through it all.
I'd like to think those tears are not just from physical pain. Maybe instinctively, both of us remember a little bit something about each other and we cry for why do we keep hurting each other like this?
I can't wait to do this again. You wretched little thing. I hate you, but I wouldn't have it any other way.
Okay, never mind.
The pressure is unbearable. You can't breathe, your vision swimming with red, your head pounding as everything tightens. And then you pop. Everything goes dark. And you die.
Right. Then I wonder if we didn't tell her, if we didn't announce that we were gonna kill her, would that have gone any better?
Without uttering a word, you charge the princess. So much for finding an easy way out. I can't believe you're making us work for it.
Better a violent fool than a plotting coward. Better for me, at least.
As you close the distance, readying your strike, she throws a fistful of dirt into your eyes.
Doesn't seem like it gets any better. One just gives a little bit more dialogue. Okay, I see. Alright, well, how about this, girl? Why don't we just go?
Yes, let's.
She creeps forward, taking one cautious step at a time until you and she are face to face. She never breaks eye contact, even as the two of you find yourselves face to face.
This is probably gonna lead us to Hansi.
She's silent for a long moment, as if testing to see what you'll do now that she's within arm's reach.
After you, darling. You're the one it lets come and go. It's best if I follow.
Oh no, we can't have that. If anyone is going to turn their back on anyone else, she's going to turn her back on us. It shouldn't matter who leads and who follows. We're working together here. Well, if it doesn't matter, then she can go first. We may be in this together, but that doesn't mean we have to trust her. We're armed and she's not. What's she gonna do? Bite us when we're not looking?
Claw you to death?
You're talking a lot about trusting someone who, by her very definition, cannot be trusted. I don't know how many more warnings I have to dole out, but if you help her out of here, you're going to regret it.
You want me to regret it, but very unfortunately for you, I never regret it. We can give her the blade here as well. Well, clearly there's some broken trust here. What if I gave you this?
You can't be serious. Now, hold on. We should put this to a vote. The blade is one of our most valuable assets. We can't just give it to her. What if she uses it to kill us? I vote no.
Well, this is about trust and risk, right? We have to build up some trust. How do you build a relationship with someone who reacts and responds to your intentions? We always say stuff like, oh, we judge ourselves by our intentions and we judge others by their actions, but like she's literally judging us by our intentions. And so we can't even have impure thoughts if we want to have something of a normal-ish relationship. So we could have given the blade earlier. I'm guessing it leads back down to the same thing.
As do I. I abstain? You abstain? She's going to kill us if we give it to her.
The hero is, for better or worse, very neutral in most matters. But look at her face though. This is the first time where she's had a semi-neutral face, because she's shocked that I suggested this too. This isn't a democracy. We're giving her the blade.
You're going to get everyone killed, you know that, right? But of course you do. You hand the blade to the princess, who quickly snatches it from you, her eyes darting between you and the weapon with a nervous curiosity.
I wouldn't have done that. Why did you?
Because I want us to get along and be friends.
What do you think happens now?
You won't kill me. You can't leave. But we know that this one is vindicative enough to be all like, well, I don't care if I die as long as you die too. Oh, so maybe I'm wrong. I don't know why we have access to a voice of the smitten option here. Very curious. It's up to you. It's why I gave you the blade. I chose last time, and I regret it. So now it's your time to choose.
Her shoulders tense and her eyes dart away.
This is another trick. You're trying to sow doubt, but it's not going to work on me.
Might be too deep-seated already. The hatred.
And then she buries the blade in your heart.
I see.
What? No, come on, that's not right.
This one doesn't know that we need to be alive for her to leave.
I told you this is what she was going to do. Glee dances across her face as you fall to the ground.
I did it. I got you. You...
The princess seems to tremble, her smile fading quickly, replaced with concern.
Oh,
Her nervous eyes brim with tears.
really?
Why? Why did you let me do this?
Because I owed you that much.
But you don't have the strength to respond, nor do you have the time. Everything goes dark, and you die.
She regretted it. The thorn. The thorn between us.
You're on a path in the woods. She stabbed us. She actually stabbed us.
Whoa, these are the most normal looking woods we've ever seen. The trees are a little bit but we can still tell we're in a forest. That's a pretty good start. Voice of the cheated. Welcome, nice to meet you.
Of course she stabbed us. We gave her the blade, which, I might add, I voted against. But the whole point was that she wasn't supposed to do that. The whole point of giving her the blade was to break the cycle of violence, and she just killed us anyway. I guess it really doesn't matter if she killed us though, right? We're back here, which means that everything's fine, or fine adjacent.
I'm gonna steal that. Fine adjacent.
Maybe she won't be as keen to betray us this time. We've already proven to her that we can change. Maybe that's all it'll take to show her that there's another way to do things.
Yeah, we're even now. I killed her, she killed me, and she's regretful about killing me. That's a pretty good start.
You know, maybe you're right. In which case, I suppose the only thing to do is to get back to the cabin and give it another try.
We're running the show already. Where's the narrator?
Give what another try exactly? You are aware I've been listening to you, right? Like that changes anything. We all know the game is rigged. It doesn't even matter if she's nice this time. I'm sure he'll find a way to turn us against each other. Great, so you've obviously been here before, since you apparently died at least once. Twice, actually. Sure. Twice. Then I'll spare you the little introduction I had planned. You already know about the princess, and clearly you already know that she's dangerous. So don't muck this up. It's bad enough that this isn't your first time through.
Through trials and tribulations, we understand each other. Can we make it out and have a happy ending today? Well, probably not, because Hansi needs her vessels. This place is different. It keeps changing.
Wonderful. If the woods themselves are changing, then that's all the more reason for you to take this seriously. It would mean your grip on things is slipping, which, in turn, likely means her influence is spreading.
But these are still woods. It's pretty good woods.
Someone's in the know. I've had enough of these annoying little secrets. If you want us to do this, you have to let us in on your game already. All of your game.
Oh, bit of a typo here.
I've already said too much. The more information you have, the more difficult your task will be. Don't listen to her, definitely don't free her, and if you can, don't even think about her.
In hindsight, okay, fine. You know what? If the narrator told me the princess is a god who will become stronger the more strong you think she is, then she'll probably end up taking over the world effortlessly. You sure seem to be taking the whole looping thing in stride.
What do you want me to say? It's bad that you've been here before. It's bad for you, it's bad for me, and it's especially bad for the world. The more times you run through this, the more likely it is that you'll fail. You've already failed twice. So you knew this could happen. Theoretically, sure, I knew this could happen, but I was supposed to be the first. I'd really rather not get into it.
How many echoes are there? Is it an unlimited amount?
Great! Not even he really seems to get what's going on. If the guy who goes around acting like he knows all the rules doesn't even know how this works, what's the point in listening? Then we can all move on and forget what I said about failure. It's important that you believe in yourself, and the fact you're here probably means that you still have a chance to pull this off and save the world. My world, at least. It sounds like you've probably doomed a couple of others already.
Belief is everything.
I need to stop talking. Think happy thoughts.
We're even now. I'm sure she understands that. But we can see what she has to say for herself when we get to the cabin.
Yes. Good. Playing both sides. That's what smart people do, and you're the smartest in the room.
Really?
I'm not sure it counts as playing both sides if people can hear you doing it. Buddy, you're thinking in far too few dimensions. There's layers to doing this right, and I'm pretty sure the one making the choices gets that. Trust in the plan. Trust in what plan? The Decider's plan. Sure, we don't know what the plan is yet, but that's part of the whole trusting thing, isn't it? A good leader knows how and when to keep things secret, and sometimes a good leader even knows to keep things secret from himself.
That sounds like something the narrator would say.
Sure, we'll see what she has to say for herself, but don't forget that whatever she says is likely just as much lies as what he's been telling us. We should keep our cards close to our chest. If I were you, I'd remember what she's done. You know how dangerous she is, and you should know that someone like her shouldn't be let loose upon the world.
Screw the cabin. What happens if we just leave?
She gets out is what happens. Maybe not right away, but eventually.
But she doesn't,
And
though.
a world that's doomed tomorrow is just as bad as a world that's doomed today.
She actually doesn't get out, though. We know this. She can't leave without me.
I'm not sure I buy that. Everything has to end eventually. If it takes years to get out of there and supposedly end the world, then we've bought everyone that time, and all without having to murder anybody in the process.
We got another smart voice today.
Not that she's innocent, but murder is unpleasant and risky. It could be a better solution for everyone. You're here to permanently end the threat she poses. You're not here to temporarily postpone it.
No matter what happens next, it seems like all our answers are in the cabin. Let's see this through.
It isn't long before you find yourself at the base of the cabin. I think it's clear where everyone stands at this point.
Kind of thorny vines around, but again, this looks pretty good as far as forests are concerned.
I don't know if I'd say everyone. Are you talking about me? I have a position. It's a good one too. Ignore him, he's just talking for talking's sake. My position is the only one that matters. You know what you have to do.
Let's go.
The interior of the cabin is hardly an interior at all anymore. The burned out ruins merely suggest the shape of the structure that once stood here, charred wood still reeking of ash. But beneath it lies the fresh smell of spring growth after rain, the promise of new life in the wreckage of the old.
Oh my god, wow, this is the most color we've ever seen, but the cabin itself is broken. What kind of flowers are those? Poppies?
The only furniture of note is the crisp shell of what was once a table, a pristine... Wait, this isn't right. There's supposed to be a pristine blade. Why isn't there a pristine blade? We gave it to her last time. She can't still have it, can she?
From chapter 1 to chapter 2, the items reset, but from chapter 2 to chapter 3, because her influence is increasing, maybe some of that stuff just stays. Like how last time we saw the gray and she still had the blade stuck in her. So this time she might still be holding it.
Well, it's not here. And if she has it, let me guess, you want to get all chummy with her. Look, as far as I see it, if it's between him and her, I say we side with the one who has the weapon. It's just the smart thing to do. I wouldn't be so hasty. I'm sure the blade will turn up somewhere. She can't have it. That's not how this is supposed to work.
After all this exploration of all the different princesses, I don't think the narrator has really sufficiently convinced me in any shape or form, any further than he was already trying to, that we being the hero and the princess actually deserve this level of suffering just because he wants to rid the world of death. Which, the initial premise of ridding the world of death being a good thing is not even something that I've been convinced of yet. So, yeah.
Of course we don't get to make a choice about the blade. Every single time we come back here, something has to be different.
How do we even get down there? The only thing I see is that mirror.
You're right, the mirror is back. There isn't anywhere for us to go. But there isn't a mirror. I still don't get his angle here. Seems like whatever we do, he's always going to say it isn't there. He's either a liar, or he doesn't hold all the cards. But I think we already knew it had to be one of those. So,
it's both.
Is the door to the basement behind the mirror? I promise you there isn't a mirror, and there isn't a door to the basement. The entrance is more of a burned out frame than anything else, and it's right there on the far side of the room. Do you really not see it?
His influence is not extending so far, but he couldn't see the mirror in chapter 2 either. This mirror is just special.
You step forward and approach the scorched entryway leading to the basement, hesitating before you begin the descent. It went away when we touched it last time, not that this place always follows the same rules.
Clean it.
You reach forward and wave your hand through the hollow entrance leading to the basement. You really thought there was a mirror there, didn't you? That can't be good. As if things weren't unpredictable enough. Figures. Well, seems like the only way to go is forward, isn't it?
Is there a basement? I can't even tell.
Yes, that's where everything tends to be. Let's just put on a good face and have our wits about us.
Let's go,
You
friends.
step through the frame of scorched wood and make your way into the darkness below.
So, the place has been burned?
The stairs to the basement are covered in a fine layer of gritty ash. The air still feels warm, as if the fires that ruined this place had only recently been extinguished. Yet fresh shoots of thorny branches are already weaving themselves through the soot-covered earth of the walls around you. Their spines point courteously down towards the basement, so you're able to brush past their jagged points with ease, at least on the way down. But you don't need to think about the way back up just yet. That's a matter for after the world's been saved. I'd say this feels like a trap, but you practically said as much. Yet you still want us to keep going. They're only thorns. I'd say getting a few scratches in exchange for the lives of everyone in existence is a fair trade. I'm sure you'll manage.
Yeah, it depends on how much I care about everyone in existence.
Her voice, worn down by pain and suspicion, hobbles up the stairs.
I can't get away from you, can I? You betray me, I kill you, and you come back. You let me kill you, and you come back.
You sound defeated.
I don't know why you let me do that. I don't know what you want from me.
I just want to talk. Really talk.
I think you know how this goes. I'm down here and I can't leave. So come down and talk. It's not like I can stop you.
You continue down the basement stairs, brushing past the smooth edges of thorns that grow more and more plentiful as you make your way forward. You step out into what was once a vast open cavern, now overrun by briars and prickles and thistles, the space thick with hostile vegetation.
Oh no.
At the heart of it all, encased in a tight weave of vines, is the princess, her bloody, trembling hands clutching a pristine blade.
She has it.
Did you know this was going to happen to me? Are you here to watch me suffer? Are you here to laugh?
I didn't trick you into killing me so that this could happen, okay? I didn't know this could happen. Oh. She looks so sad. Enough. Lots of ways to just leave her. I'm not here to laugh. I'm here to free you. If you'll let me. Maybe I'll save your
I want to trust you.
Her grip tightens on the blade.
But you're hiding something, aren't you? Why would you help me if you weren't helping yourself?
We've morphed her. We've shaped her into someone who doesn't understand that someone can do selfless things. Why would I save her back in chapter 1 if I didn't get a benefit out of it? That's why I tried killing her. You're not the only one who yearns for freedom. I'm as trapped as you are. I think we need to leave together.
The princess clutches the blade closer to her chest.
That sounds nice. I'm so tired of the bad blood between us. But it's hard to let it go. You've hurt me.
Her eyes dart away from yours for a brief moment.
And I've also hurt you.
Is there nothing I can say to change your mind?
I don't know. What can either of us really say at this point? How can we trust something as hollow as words?
Why do people trust each other?
She's right, there's nothing left to say. So let's get a move on and do something before she comes up with a scheme to get out of here on her own. Careful with that one. He's not the smooth negotiator he thinks he is. But it does feel like we're stuck until we do something. If there's even anything to do besides make things worse. We're not making things worse. I think she wants to trust us.
Oh, I mean, I wanted to, but oh god. Trust is such a... If this was a math question, this would be part of the Millennium Prize problems. I just want to see it, okay? But I don't want to hurt her. My actual action is I don't want to hurt her. But I have a curiosity here. I guess I don't have anything left to say to you.
Do you really think you can just wash your hands of all of this? Do you really think you can just leave me here?
This hurts.
This is even better than stabbing her. The same reward without any of that nasty effort.
She can't move. And she'll get hurt if she moves.
It's not even better. Putting off a choice is always worse than making a committed decision, especially when you already know the right answer. Almost feels like we're as bad as the powers that be. Is that all it really took to twist us into yet another tyrant? A single ounce of control?
Wow, even Cheated is saying that. Cheated is the one who felt wronged by her killing us.
It sure feels like it. She looks so sad, bleeding and alone. And we're just turning our back on her. Oh, stop trying to bring morality into this. There are winners in life and there are losers, and what matters is that right now, we've decided to be a winner. But as you approach the basement stairs, you make a grim realization. The Thorns won't let you leave. And we don't have any way to cut through them. Okay, new plan. We re-befriend the princess, get the blade, and all of us leave here together as friends.
You can't leave without me, can you? Isn't that funny? Isn't that so funny? This is perfect, actually. Just you and me rotting down here forever, together.
Is that how it is? I thought I had a bigger component to play in it. But maybe it's because I've always been the active party to come here, and she's always been the passive party waiting for me to come here. But if I want to leave, I need her too.
You know, just to make sure things are a little more permanent, I think I'm going to take this particular needle out of the picture.
This is emotionally painful to look at.
She wouldn't. It's only fair. We were going to leave her with no way out. Please return in the kindness. Thorns slice into the princess's hands, lacerating what little skin remains as she raises the blade to her mouth. Take it now, before she swallows it out of spite.
We can try.
You rush towards the princess, arms outstretched and grasping for the blade. But as you tear through her thistled prison, the thorny vines dig deep into your arms, seemingly growing thicker and sturdier the closer you get to your goal. It feels like it should be within reach, yet you cannot reach it quickly enough. It's no use. Even if we grab it, we won't be able to pull it back out of there. It's better than letting her eat it and losing it forever.
You're only worried about losing the blade.
You just manage to reach her hand, grasping it firmly in yours before the thorns finally trap you in place. Blood trickles down your arm, mingling with hers. The two of you lock eyes.
We're stuck like this, aren't we? I knew this was always going to be how it ended.
When her eyes close right before the hands take her, it's like that one moment of peace. You don't get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave.
If they think it's bad, I'm with them.
The voices disappear yet again. I just want to see the vessel message. Oh, this one I feel like, there are lots of interesting things in this one about human relationships in general. We've hurt her so much.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction.
I think the most hurtful thing is that because at some point in chapter 2, it felt like she was like, why did you let me kill you? That's not consistent with my image of you so far, because if she just wholeheartedly hated me, then it wouldn't hurt this much. But because she let herself be a little bit vulnerable for just one little second, she contemplated giving me the blade in the Thorns part. That contemplation existing is what makes it hurt even more. Because who are the people who can hurt us the most? Oftentimes it's the people that we let in. It's not the people far away who are trying to bang on your walls. It's the people who are already inside the walls. What do you think of this vessel?
This one yearns for connection she feels she doesn't deserve. Even when shown compassion, she hid herself away. She will make for a cautious heart. Do not mourn her. She isn't alone anymore.
I feel sick. Okay. I want to see if in the end, we'll probably still give her up, but we'll see. Can I take the blade now?
Her eyes briefly meet yours, then dart back to the floor. She hangs her head in resignation.
She looks so defeated.
Okay.
She's trying so hard. I've got to try too.
You reach towards her bloodied hands, laying your palm on her trembling fingers. For a moment, she clutches it even tighter, her knuckles going white with the effort.
She's so scared.
But then the tension fades. Her grip finally loosens and she allows you to take the weapon. You carefully pull it free from the thorns, though they scrape at your skin, leaving red trickles of fresh blood all along your arms.
I'll be damned. She really gave it to us.
It feels like it's been so long since we've held real power in our hands. I wonder what we should do with it.
In a lot of ways, this whole juggling how to decide how to trust people and stuff, it really goes against being an opportunist. It really does. As an opportunist, we never should have given the blade to her. She never should have given the blade to me.
We free her, obviously. It's the right thing to do.
I think you're right. She's as much a victim in all of this as we've been. Besides, it would really stick it to him to free her. Or, hear me out, we slay her. Right here, right now. She's never been so helpless, and if we don't take advantage of that, we may never get another chance.
And that's how I know of all the voices here, opportunist probably has no friends.
That sounds like a splendid idea. You should listen to him.
We've all said our piece. Now it's time to make our move. It's 2 against 1.
It's 2 against 2.
It doesn't matter.
You don't count.
And why shouldn't he count?
Because he's clearly not one of us. That doesn't matter. He's been with us the whole time. He should get a say.
He hasn't.
So, did you mean it? Or was I a fool to hand my life to you?
Cut her free.
Yes, what a good idea. Let's cut her free. Oh, so you're suddenly team free her. You can't just switch sides as soon as we make a decision. I can do whatever I want, and I believe with my whole heart that this is the right course of action. Let's free this princess. Even if he'll stick a knife in our back as soon as he has the opportunity, it's still better to have him nominally on our side. At least that gets him to shut up for a while. See? We're all friends here, united in our actions and intentions. Yeah, united. But the other one has a point. If it keeps you quiet, sure, we're all friends.
I like how we talked about friends right after I mentioned the friends thing earlier.
You take the blade to the thorny vines imprisoning the princess, and she flinches, relaxing only slightly as the blade slices into the thick vegetation rather than her arm.
God, this whole imagery is like a metaphor for interpersonal relationships.
And she flinches again as the last of the vines is cut away, as if, after all of that, she's still expecting you to turn on her and stab her in the heart. But you're not going to do that, are you? Still, all it would take is a single slip of the blade. Is that really all you've got, threatening us with an accidental misstep? I expected more from you. Our blade didn't even waver when he said that. Yeah, you're right, he's a bit of a nobody, isn't he? Good thing I've been on your side of all this since the beginning.
Oh, shut up.
The princess falls into your arms, tears streaking down her cheeks. I can't believe you're making me describe this. I hate you.
This time, the tears, we know exactly what it is.
You actually meant it. You rescued me.
Of course I did.
She smiles, her hand slipping into yours, and the two of you rush to the basement stairs. Shameful, really, that the same thorns that so graciously allowed you downstairs are now blocking your only way out.
We're together, we're alive.
You're getting desperate, aren't you? Even more proof that you can't actually do anything to stop us. We cut through those other vines just fine, they're only thorns. I'm not afraid of getting a few scrapes. I'm not even sure we need to do any cutting, we can just move them out of the way. What a pathetic showing, really.
Blow them aside like they're just some leaves.
A few pointy sticks can't keep us down here. We're both meant for so much more than this.
Step into the thorns.
As you step into the thorns covering the basement stairs, they yield. Both you and the princess ascend the stairs without obstacle. This is unacceptable. The second you step out of this cabin with her, the world ends. Do you hear me? What did the world ever do to you to deserve this? It feels so good to hear you say that you're admitting you've lost and we've bested you at your own game at last. I don't care what happens now. That's all I've wanted. You and the princess hesitate at the cabin door. This is your last chance. We've already made our decision.
We're finally leaving here together, aren't we? And all we had to do was trust each other. It wasn't easy, but I'm glad we finally could.
Step into your freedom.
Hands clasped, the two
Oh,
of
the
you
flowers.
open the door and step out into a new day. You irredeemable murderers.
Nothing you say could ruin the moment for me.
What do we do now?
I'll see you on the other side.
Where's everything going? Why is it so cold?
She always closes her eyes before she gets taken. I'm glad. That moment of peace. You do not get the chance to respond, nor will you ever.
She's gone, and there's that mirror again.
Anybody
But
wanna...
it feels so bad. It's going to do something to us. I can feel it. If they think it's bad, I'm with them.
I'll see you on the other side. It's going to be okay.
Okay, so this is all going to work out. Finally, we're going places.
You approach the mirror. They're gone. I've withered. Oh, this one, I find myself feeling very sad about all of them these days, but this one made me feel extra sad. Challenges of handling interpersonal relationships. One of the most difficult things in life, I think. Even if you start a new job, why do people hate their jobs? I think if you have a crappy job, but you have good coworkers, versus if you have crap coworkers, it just makes all the difference. Like, human relationships, even for the most antisocial shut-ins of us, like, humans are meant to be social creatures, and so that's a really important thing. What do you think of this vessel?
This one yearns for connection she feels she doesn't deserve.
No, she's the
Even
same.
when shown compassion, she hid herself away. She will make for a cautious heart.
This one's nicer than the previous one, though, so I'm gonna keep this one. At least she had a moment of rest at the end there.
Do not mourn her. She isn't alone anymore.
Thank you. I'm ready to go back.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
You're here.
This whole thing kind of reminds me a bit of the hedgehog's dilemma. You know, the thing about how hedgehogs, they want to get closer to each other to share warmth or whatever, but the closer they get, because of their spikes, the more they end up hurting each other, and so they just can't get close to each other. And yeah, relationships, what makes someone trust you? In general, I would say something like showing vulnerability, because that's usually taken as a sign of authenticity and being genuine. And every day as we go about our lives, we put on various masks. So taking off that mask even for a little bit is what gives people the opportunity to trust us, which the effects of are even more exaggerated if we got off on a bad start like we did in chapter 1 with the princess, where initially it seemed like we were tricking her, because we're like, hey, yeah, I'll let you go, and then I kill her, which makes her really mad. But then in chapter 2, because we had that contrast, it makes our decision to give her the blade even more pronounced, because now she's like, why the heck is he doing that? If we had just given her the blade in chapter 1, that might not have even gone that well. Yeah, this one was interesting. Lots of food for thought here, I think.